Hello and welcome. For this video I'll be giving you an overview of the Ashcroft ultra-low pressure transmitter. This transmitter can give you pressures from 0 to 5 inches of water pressure. This is extremely low pressures. It's very useful in sensing pressures in things like ventilation systems, airflow, and extremely low water pressures if that's what you're using. For the electrical connections, you'll be using the left-hand and center silver connections. This device outputs a DC amperage linear to your pressure. In line with those connections, you'll have a 12-volt DC power supply. This voltage may be higher based on your loop resistance, which will be shown in the next few slides. And simple connections are made to these terminals. As you can see, the DC power supply is connected directly to the pressure sensor, but it's also needed to have a ammeter connected in series with this power supply. The positive connection will be connected to the center terminal. The negative connection needs to be connected to the left-hand terminal, but an ammeter needs to be in series with this line. This ammeter will show you your pressure. You convert this amperage, which is in milliamps, to pressure. Now a quick explanation of loop resistance. Your loop resistance is the resistance of your circuit between your DC power supply and the pressure transmitter. Normally you only have an ammeter in series with a DC power supply, as shown in the previous slide. If you ever require to have anything other than an ammeter, since an ammeter has a very low resistance, you need to take that into account and simply use this graph and use a higher voltage. For example, if you have a 500 ohm loop resistance, you need to use 20 volts DC. Mechanical connections are very simple. The left-hand high side, as you can see stamped into the side of the transmitter, is your high pressure. You simply connect a flexible plastic tube to that. There should be a 1/4 inch barb connection on there. You can adjust it to whatever you need, and that will be your pressure source. Keep in mind this sensor is a differential pressure sensor, so if you have a low side you need to sense, the red cap simply removes and you place a barb fitting in there. Normally this will be atmospheric pressure. You should remember to remove this cap because you need to have accurate readings for your atmospheric pressure. After everything is set up, you will simply turn your DC power supply on. You'll make sure your ammeter is turned on, and you start reading pressure. Your pressure starts at 0 inches water, and that also is 4 milliamps. So if you read 4 milliamps, you're actually reading 0 inches of water. The highest it will go to is 5 inches of water, which reads 20 milliamps. And on the next slide we show a simple equation you can use to take your milliamp reading and convert that to inches of water pressure. And here's that simple equation. You simply take your milliamps, multiply it out into your pressure equation, and this will output into inches of water pressure. Remember, if you need any other sort of pressure, obviously you need to do the conversions, but normally since this is a very low pressure, inches of water pressure works very well. Thank you.